Rubric. Holistic rubric is a type of rubric that's easier to create but more difficult to use accurately. A teacher provides a series of numbers and assigns an expectation for each course. As you can see here in the image, task number 1, collage making and digital literacy, holistic rubric. The scoring are divided by 3. The expert, which is 10 points, the average, which is 7 points, the beginners, which is 10 for 5 points, and the description itself are different with each other, depends on the performance of the learners. These are the description. In the expert, the presentation is unique and no flaws. It is presentable and more easier to understand and watch. The group members are helping each other with the cooperation and collaboration. Average, which is 7 points. The presentation is representable with some minor flaws. It is presentable and easy to understand. The group members are helping each other but some are not cooperating and collaborating. Beginners. The presentation is not too presentable and has a lot of flaws. It is presented a little bit messy but still manageable. Other group members are not cooperating and collaborate with each other. Analytic rubric is a tool that provides clear and detailed feedback. The criteria is listed at the left column and the performance is at the top. As you can see at the task number 2, Mathematics Jingle, the rubrics are poor, which stands for 2 points. Fair stands for 3 points. Good stands for 4 points. And 5 for excellent for 5 points. The performance is level as at the top and the left column is the criteria, which is the composition, lyrics and rhythm, correct use of mathematical concept or topic, performance, overall effectiveness of the jingle presentation. The learner are judged or critically by the teacher, which is the use of these rubrics. Also, to assess the learners, the teacher may use true or false, but in a high level, which suits to their capacity. This assessment used to measure how far learners learned. In the image, we can see the improvised true or false. The learners will write true if the statement is true, but if the statement is false, then they will write false and then write the correct answer. Here are objectives. The objectives. At the end of the lesson, students are expected to perform cultural dance in the Philippines, specifically to: Number 1. Know the basic steps of Manubo cultural dance. The statement is false because the answer is perform the basic steps of the Manubo cultural dance. Number 2. Perform gracefully the Manubo cultural dance. The statement is also false. Why? Because the answer is perform the basic steps of Manubo cultural dance. Dance gracefully. If you are wondering why the answer is false, you just go back to the objectives, which is the objectives is the students are expected to perform cultural dance in the Philippines. So that's why we use perform the basic step because it is very specific and it is very concrete to use for this statement. Next. Task. Find the area of triangular object. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, students are expected to find the area of triangular objects, specifically to: understand the procedures in solving the area of triangular objects. The statement is false. Why? Because the answer is know and understand the procedure in solving the area of triangular objects. We use the word know and understand because know refers that you are expectedly know how to solve the area of triangular object. So we use know and understand because it is a combination in order to the statement will be okay and correct. Second, measure the triangular object in terms of ml. The statement is false. Why? Because the answer is know how to measure the triangular objects in terms of measuring ml. Because if we will talk about know how, it means that you are already know and you are expert and you are expected that you know about it. You know how to solve or you know how to measure the triangular objects in the measurable ml. So you are capable to answer it correctly because you know. Third, Calculate the perimeter of triangular objects. The statement is false. Why? Because our answer is know how to calculate the parameter of triangular objects. Also, we use the know how to calculate because it is very obvious that the statement is incorrect or false. Because go back to our objectives, it tells there that students are expected to find the area of triangular objects. So if you already know where is the triangular objects, so you know how. So we use the word know how to calculate the parameter of triangular objects. That is our answer. Now we move on to the task designing. On our objectives are to perform just chant. Second, to determine pronunciation of words. Third, to identify the correct stress intonation. Group activity number 2, task designing. Topic, proper stress and intonation. Task design, BS in English 3A students were asked to perform Zaz, chant, as their final output of the said topic. Each participating teams will consist 10 members. The teacher will provide one piece of all the respective group Zaz. Chant is known for its lively and energetic beat without the use of any instruments. At the time, it will help the student to pronounce the words correctly with proper stress and intonation. On the other hand, it will boost the confidence and honest the creativity of the students in presenting the said task. Because task designing, or through the task designing, students engage in learning cause them enthusiastically in expressing ideas, opinion, or knowledge of them. By using this information, teachers are able to develop the thinking ability of students. Students will engage into experience the learning process and to demonstrate their growing understanding of core concept. That's our task designing. This is Jenny Ficano Matugas representing.